Now, this is something that we have put together, and this is your projected or current annual income. Now, replace the amount with whatever is your income. And we have done an hourly rate, keeping 30 hours a week minimum as working hours with 48 working weeks over the year. And if you divide that, you get this magical number. Yes, friends, just do it right away. If you know a projected annual income or you have an annual income, put it down there. And can we please mute everyone? Okay, thank you. Okay, so just put it down there and get to know your own worth. And when you know it, friends, it is what is going to help you a lot, because you will realize the importance of being in any training, in this workshop especially, because what you're going to save yourself is hours and hours of research and development, days of trial and error, hours of watching YouTube videos, TEDx talks, or WhatsApp University videos, 3 hours worth reading, and 6 hours of attending long lectures and more. Yes, that is what think tanks like us, the trainers, do. We save you your money. We save you your time, and time is equivalent to money. Do you agree?
Yes, I
Thank
agree.
you. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes,
Yes, absolutely. So having said that, let's move towards the dynamic, the thing that we are all after, delegation. Understand what exactly is delegation. Though, the classical concept is delegation is because, there's certain things that I don't want to do it because I do not like it, or because it is too cumbersome, or because there's an expert needed there. That is why we need to just have a team and put it down to them and they're going to work. But in Merriam Dictionary, the word delegation actually means the act of empowering to act for another. It's a beautiful concept. It's an exchange of understanding. It's the exchange of knowledge. It's the exchange of service, where you are empowering someone to be the leader and they are empowering you by taking on your task and helping you win that trophy, helping you win that race. So that is what exactly delegation is all about. So you've done the math and you've understood what delegation is. So what's my role while I'm delegating? What is the role of our own selves when we are with a team? In a concert, how many of you are music players? You love music in life. So how many of you are completely, you tune into music and that's your relaxation place? Say,
I love it.
yes.
I love the music.
Yes, thank you. So I'm sure many of you are there. Some of you would agree with me that there is somebody called the conductor in every concert. And he is throwing up his hand up and down there and trying to put everybody who's playing beautifully, the vocalists, the people on the drums, the people on the pianos, the people on the violin, together into one theme. They are marrying the resources and they're blending it to move towards one direction and create symphony that relaxes everyone. Create art, which is a masterpiece. That is what is the role of a conductor. And that, friends, is the role of us who are delegating. So this, keeping that analogy in mind, let's move forward and understand what delegation is not about. So delegation does not mean you're abdicating any of your, you're dumping off the responsibilities that you do not like. You are abdicating or shirking away from your responsibilities. You do not want to do it, and that's why there is a person for that. It is not that. Delegation, as I already said, is empowering. It is creating leaders. Delegation just does not create time and money, but it creates leaders. So there is this big myth that I will share with you. There is a myth that we are all working towards retirement. How many of you actually feel that you're working so hard because you want to attain retirement early and you want to be free? How many of you? Honestly, write a yes if you agree to this. that yes, I want to work because I want to retire early. I want to create that much wealth for myself that I can just be free. Okay, superb. There are financial advisors also coming in. Me, yes, Rajiv. Okay, yes, absolutely. So this is what is going on in our heads. We are working towards something which is utopia, friends, because it is a research that is 70% of the people who are retired successfully and who are sitting in front of the television or at home, they end up depressed and diseased. But those who continue to work are healthier and happier, and they live longer. This is a research. So all of you who've been planning to retire and delegate and become free after a certain point of time, know that delegating work works, provided the one delegating works too. But where are we working is what is the whole question. So let's dive into it. Are you wanting to know what exactly are we going to do and how exactly can we plan and map out the delegation planning? Thank you. Yes. Look at this picture. What is it that we do not want to delegate now? We are in the information era. We are in the era of technology. We are in the era of advancement. This is way above and beyond the industrial revolution phase where we were only managing people, managing executives. Here we are talking about experts. Here we are talking about information. So all the redundant tasks, all the repetitive tasks can be automated. They need not be delegated. So how many of you actually are working currently with CRM softwares and you have a whole team for automation in your companies? You can just put it in the chat as if me and I would know. Great. So you already know that these redundant tasks like organic surveillance system in place here, we do not need to have a person there. Okay, so we need not do it. Now, how many of you would agree that there are certain tasks that are unnecessarily, we are overcommitted to, and we are, probably overcommitting ourselves and underperforming, or we are overperforming in an area where we need not, where there is no commitment needed. We are not saying the right no. And what is happening is we are not saying yes to an opportunity. And friends, there is an opportunity cost involved. And what you're doing to your money value of time, compound it, add it to all the opportunity costs that are being lost because you said that one yes to something you had to say no to. So this is called elimination route. You need to eliminate that particularly completely from your place, from your list, and get yourself free. And after doing that, there comes the magic of delegation. Okay, so before I dive into this quiz, I want you all to list out at least 3 activities that keep you busy in the week, and that takes more than 45 minutes to complete. Just list out those activities that take more than 45 minutes in a week for you to complete. Right? Okay. So once you've done that, just give me a yes in the chat box so I know that you're with me and you are doing the exercise. Great. Thank you. Thank you. I actually write it down. And now look at this through the filter of what we just shared. What is it that needs to be automated, eliminated? And what is it that you need to delegate? Once you have figured out that one thing in your entire list in which you want to be the Virat Kohli of, there is this one thing that you completely want to work till the end of time. That is what your art is. That is what your mastery is. Maybe you are the ace salesperson in your business. Maybe you are a person for relationship building. Maybe you are the person to manage your finances. Maybe you're the person who is the creative mind in your business. So keeping that thing in which you want to be the best, maybe the Michael Jordan of, or the Virat Kohli of, keep that safe and delegate and eliminate and automate the rest. Be that strict with your schedule, because I just shared with you money value of your time. So what you are giving away is the income for which you're running. So let's do this right away. You're going to identify one thing that you're going to delegate in the coming week. Yes. Okay, so now let's move forward and do some fun scrambling. So you need to jumble up these words. These are jumbled words. You unscramble them and find out why we do not delegate. What is the reason that people shirk away from this wonderful concept of delegation? Why it becomes such a challenge for various people? So let's understand. Okay, Rajiv has already given up one, money. Superb. What else? Fear. Okay, Rahul. Umang says fear. Anupam says fear. Okay, two small words you did get. What about the other words? Okay. Need for, Rajiv, and need for. Okay. So you have 30 seconds to do it further. Lack of trust. Okay, wonderful. Lack of confidence. Imanshu, Umang, Sheetal. Yes, absolutely. Lack of confidence. What else can you figure out? Lack of planning. Or somebody got Abhishek Lohia. You got it. Yes. Apurva also got it. Superb. Okay, what else? No, nuclear goals, no. But you got one word, goals. Super. So now let me get to this. So money is one thing that people think, I do not have enough money. But now that you've calculated your MVOT, your money value of time, you know that what your 1 hour is valuable. Now, say, for example, your MVOT is 2,000 rupees and the task that you're doing is not worth 2,000 rupees and somebody else's MVOT is lesser than yours. Isn't it better to hire that person for that job and save those pennies for yourself? That is the concept. So definitely there is no money constraint. If you calculate the opportunity cost, if you calculate your MVOT, there cannot be any money constraint there. Now, need for perfection. Friends, this is one thing that I've been hearing from a lot of people. In fact, Bill Gates shares that when he had to scale his corporation, Microsoft, it was very difficult for him because he thought that nobody can. We'll take questions. There's one hand raised and we will definitely take questions later. So what he said is that he couldn't trust anybody to do that coding, to that quality of coding that he wanted. But when he realized that this scalability is not possible if he keeps this need for perfection completely, within that bucketed dimensions, he cannot scale it. He cannot put that software in every computer of the world. So he hired Steve. And Steve was the person who hired further coders in every country possible, and they could scale at that level. So that need for perfection has to be given up. And yes, you're not giving up the perfection. You're not giving up on the quality, but you're only keeping the patience. You're being the seed planter. You are preparing people. You are training people. You're giving way to learning. You're giving way to learning by doing, by connecting. And that is what is the opportunity Microsoft created for so many other coders. And today, they've not just created leaders, they've created a revolution. In fact, the information age has come in because of Apple and Microsoft. And you can agree with me that this is the level of scalability that we can also reach if we understand the game. Lack of confidence. A lot of people feel that they cannot trust people. They cannot let go. And that is where, friends, you need to understand what is trust. Trust is consistency, stability. And when it is married to building an intimate relation, when you understand the people, when you can connect with people, that is when you create a lot of trust. And when you have a blending of purpose together, that is when you create trust. So are you translating purposes, or are you just giving instructions to people? Think about it. But if you're translating purpose, even a guard who's at your door will be completely in his element and will be protecting you at night, even the watch guard. Because if you translate the purpose and make him feel valuable and important, that is where you win them. So urgency, as I said, we do not want to be the firefighters, and we want to be seed planters. Power struggles. This is one thing that keeps us from delegating. We always want to be in the spotlight. We don't want to share the spotlight. And that is when all the problems starts. So once you start appreciating and bringing in more people and clap for them until it's your turn to be clapped for. So that is what exactly, you can overcome that. And yes, the major thing is lack of planning and unclear goals. So go sit and clear vision, have a clear vision for yourself, create smart goals, create crisp goals for yourself. And that will lead you to overcome all the fear that you're harboring in your heart in case of delegation. So why delegate? I've given you a lot of reasons why you must delegate by countering everything that comes in between us and our delegation. So now let's go to multipliers theory. We only divide time, or we juggle, right? We become very good at juggling things. If I right now tell you just throw a pen in the air and catch it, you would love it, right? And then I would say add one more to it and add one more to it. It will become a pain. And ultimately you can be successful at juggling, but for that you'll have to keep on juggling, and there is no end to it. And there is a possibility of crash landing, friends. So what can we avoid? How can we avoid this juggling? It is by getting in more people. Are you also racing against time? Are you running in the hamster wheel, trying to reach somewhere, but always left behind? Are you your bookkeeper? Are you your accountant? Are you your customer relationships manager? Are you your driver? Are you doing everything that possibly could have been delegated? Are you doing it? So what is happening is, friends, you're burning out. I'll give you an example from my own life. It was when, Neil, my son was 8 years old, and he wanted to play a particular, craft thing with me. He wanted to mold the fishes and paint the fishes, and he had gotten this gift from somewhere. And I kept postponing it because I was busy. I was working full-time for a multinational company. Alongside, I was trying to establish my own, company, Life Changer Workshops. So it took a lot of my time, and I was my everything because I thought I'm a startup. I did not know MVOT. I did not know the money value of my projected income, my time. And I ended up not playing at all with him. Now he's 15, taller than me, and he still remembers that particular incident. And it saddens both of us that we did not make time for it. So friends, what we do is we divide time. What we do is we just try to prioritize what is on our schedule rather than scheduling our priorities. Ask yourselves this question: what is it that you're doing to schedule your priorities? Generally, sorry, I'll skip this. Generally, this is what we are doing. We are dividing the areas, the time that is with us into various areas. We keep reshuffling, we keep filling up different cups, but we do not know that there is a possibility of multiplying time. So to multiply time, let me break another myth of yours. I want you to do a no-brainer activity and just take the paper, and all you need to do is write A to J, 1 to 10, and Roman 1 to 10 horizontally. So you're going to first write A, then you're going to write in the next column 1, then you're going to write the Roman number 1. Just do it right now. And let me start the timer. Since this timer is not working, it started on my phone and it is on. You just need to do this. And you got to write done in the chat box when you're done with it before the time gets over. Okay, so now the second round. Round 2 is sequential. It is easier. So all you got to do is you're going to write A to J in a sequence, then next column, and then you'll go to 1 to 10 of the Roman numbers. It's a no-brainer. You just need to write it down. But now, this time, not horizontally, but vertically. Okay, so let's watch the time now. Great. So I'm sure that, yes, Gaurav, already done. You must have observed that in the second activity, when you were writing sequentially, it took lesser time than writing horizontally with each category separately. Do you agree? If you agree, give me a yes in the chat box. Yes. So friends, what did we just rule out? We just did not rule out automation. We did not rule out, elimination. We've just ruled that all those out. But now we've also ruled out multitasking. Multitasking, friends, is a myth. It's a myth. It takes more time to do the things that you think are, when you have many tabs open and you're working, you are slowing yourself down. You are compromising on your efficiency. So rule out multitasking and focus on that one thing, as I told, or for which you want to be the Virat Kohli of, the one thing that defines you. So you multiply your time by spending time on things today that will give you more time tomorrow. Now, how can we do that? How can we multiply that? So let me give you a roti, which is return on time invested. This is what I got when I looked at my grandmother, I can vouch for her efficiency, because in just 2 minutes she would come out with 10 rotis, completely round, perfect. And that was the efficiency that she worked with. And then came my mom. Now my mom she wants perfection in everything that she does. So that is the effectiveness, from efficiency to effectiveness. Now she wanted to put the perfect rotis on our table, on our plates. So she was very good at it. And now came me. So what do I do? Now I realized that I'm good with the curries, but I'm not so good with the rotis. And the result has to be the same. I want my people to have the hot rotis on their table. And yet I do not want to compromise on the time with the family, which was compromising when I was young. I never had my mom near me. So then we were eating. So why not do it? So I focused on efficacy. And we have a wonderful cook. And now that is just citing an example. Don't copy that, householders. It is not any trend setting. It is because I was not that good at making the round chapatis. And I realized that return on time invested is what is my whole, agenda. And so we all sit together, we eat the rotis together, we have no one to blame, and we have utilized our time beautifully, thanks to the person we hired, who's an expert at it. So friends, why can't we create that space everywhere? Why not learn from all this householding tips, how we can delegate, how we can have the return on the time invested, how we can create more time for ourselves. Devi Shetty, the Henry Ford of heart surgery, we all know of him. He has done most successful cardiac surgeon of India. He's done 16,000. Friends, this is remarkable. 16,000 operations. He's the founder of Narayan Health. He has been awarded Padma Shri, fourth highest civilian award, followed by Padma Bhushan, field of affordable healthcare. And there is an episode of his, which I was watching on Netflix the other day, The Surgeon's Cut. And I felt so proud that he's an Indian. And he said something which got stuck in my head. And he said, I only treat my surgery as my art. I do not do anything else. And what can be my success, and how can I achieve those numbers, which probably are a dream for every surgeon, is because, any guesses? Any guesses? What has he done with his process of work to achieve this? Yes, Anupam, of course, delegation, but along with that, he's done all those things that we've been talking about. He has multiplied his time. He only walks in, opens the heart, fixes it, and walks out. He has created a trained team who works with him. Years after year, he has an experienced team of surgeons along with him. Everybody is working in their own field. I'm sure many of you who have personal experiences with such surgeons know what they are worth and how they protect their time. And when they can do it, friends, when they can show you the results, the remarkable results, what stops us? What stops us from getting into this mindset of abundance? What stops us from having that trained, learned staff and going for what is our dream? Your dream could be of being an industrialist, of being a sports person, of being the ace interior decorator, being an architect, maybe your dream, and you need to define it and you need to be there for it. So, how do we learn about delegation in India? We learn it early on, right? India, the land of arranged marriages. And your grandmother would say, oh yeah, I met your grandfather at our wedding. So that is how the delegation worked in India. And people trusted enough to spend their entire life based on somebody else's decision. So friends, how do we get the right one? Oh, no, not the right one to marry or get into it, but the right one for our delegation. So I will share a story with you quickly. And the story goes like this. There was a shepherd who befriended a wolf. And the wolf, surprisingly, was extremely friendly, smart, and docile. And he would help him manage his herd of sheep day in and day out. And it was clear as day that he was his friend. So one day, when the shepherd had to go on an urgent errand to the village, he left his herd with the wolf. And guess what happened? Yes, as some people are already thinking. Yeah, when he came back, most of his sheep was dead and devoured. So what did not match? How come this happened? Friends, the right one will have values match. If the values do not match, if the personalities do not match, if he's not open to learning on the job, if he's not overly committed to excellence, and if you compromise on having somebody fast and, a fresher probably, then you are compromising once again on your money value, on your worth. And that last but not the least is the right one will need to be aligned with your purpose. Now, you must be wondering, kahan milte hain? Where do we get such people? Yeah, then I have a solution for you. The people are right there with you, with the people you're working with. They are right there. All you need to do is train them, sculpt them. You know what exactly is training? It is not adding anything to you. It is taking away what is not required. It is like sculpting. And this is what you need to do. Take away the telling, the selling of your idea, the advising. Get into an agreement to consult, inquire, delegate. I have seen people ask, the watchman of the building, what should be our strategy in protecting people or stray dogs? And, they are giving their, advices. They are the one who are completely 100% in the role. So if you can learn Only one thing, if you just let them use, first of all, agree that they have a beautiful mind that's working in, hire people who are open, and then start consulting, start inquiring, start delegating. And you will not even have to spend so much on recognitions and rewards to motivate them, because they will be aligned to your purpose. So let's move on and understand what is communication. Can we all, stop sharing, and can we all have gallery view right now? Okay, can we all be on gallery view? Okay, and now point out, switch on your shutters and point out towards where am I? In your screen, where am I? So I'm here, and what about in your screen? Okay, everyone together, let's point out towards where am I? Okay. Okay. So you see that in your screen, as in Zoom platform, they are showing you currently the roadmaps of our mind. We all have such different roadmaps. All our targets are different. Everything is so different, and yet we need to be on the same page. You all just pointed out to different directions. And that is what happens when we talk to our team members. They are thinking south while you are communicating north. And so what is the key to come on the same page with anybody on earth is to communicate in such a way that it reaches to them. So there are certain instructions that have just come to you in your personal message, in your personal chat. And as I say, let's go, you're gonna start it. And remember, if you don't do it, the entire trail falls and it crashes. So let's go. Unmute yourselves, make yourselves visible, and let's go, friends. I'm waiting for the first one. Did you get the instructions on your message? Yes or no? Okay, no instructions. Okay, so my delegation looks like failed. Anupam, have you sent out the messages? Okay, so when I say, let's go, one of you will volunteer and clap 3 times. Can I have one of the volunteers? Superb. So let's just do it. Unmute yourselves and clap 3 times. Superb. And after somebody hears the clapping for 3 times, somebody's going to shout out, I. Shout out, I.
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 Great. After you've heard I, somebody of you will shout out am.
Am.
After you heard the am, somebody will shout out the best with
The
full
best.
energy.
The best.
And let's together say the entire statement. Can we? I am the best. Superb. So this is exactly what we were aiming at doing. What we need to do is we need to understand that if the first trail falls, the entire delegation falls. This is what it is. So you need to understand the magic you are creating here. You're creating magic in parts. Only you know the gestalt. Only you know the effect that you want to create. And you are the visionary. How do you motivate your people? How do you motivate your people? Currently, what is your stance? How do you do it? Do you do it with rewards and recognitions, material bonuses? What is it that you do? You can, since you're all, you can unmute and you can share, or you can take a minute and write it on the chat. What is your current stance of motivating people?
Vision and purpose.
Okay, you do translate your purpose. Amazing. What else? Connecting to our vision. Superb. Yes,
by aligning the goals.
Aligning the goals. Superb. appreciation for the good work. Kalpana says, design their growth with our company vision. Super, Ashwini. Yes. So these are the things that we already do to, align our team. How about letting them see the vantage point from where you can see the growth? How about not letting them? Let me reshare the presentation and show you Devdoot Patnaik's beautiful illustration on this. Okay. Move forward to that particular thing. Yes. Okay, so look at this. And you can see that he's clearly said that, they are at a place from where you've designed, you've appreciated, you've shown them, what is the good work that they're doing, and you've shown them the view. But that is limited view. They climb up a little and they still love the view, right? But where you are sitting, the view is completely different. So as a leader, your role is not limited to just, marrying them to the purpose or marrying them to the vision or appreciating them for the good work. These are great, strategies, but the best strategy is to empower them and see what you see. Now, I'll share something which is, again, a personal experience in understanding how a person can motivate and empower. So I was my ex-boss in an multinational company. He would, I was doing content development and newsletters for him. And he would sit with me and he wouldn't talk about what exactly I have to do. But okay, you can't see the PPT. Sorry. Thank you for telling me. I'm just off that page. Okay.
Shreeja, sorry to interrupt you. You have very little time left now. So
okay, I'll wrap up.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, so I'll just be with y'all. No PPT needed. Okay, so now what exactly did he do? He would sit with me, he would give me his ethos, and he would give me the freedom even to sit in a cafeteria and do the work for him. And this he did with every senior manager, every junior manager. 5 minutes of his time was his check-in time. And he wouldn't check our work. He wouldn't review our tasks. He would review our attitude. That's about it. And he would just leave us, and not even a major appreciation or rewards. He would just leave us with his ethos, and we would give him that work, and the company grew, the CTR rates grew, and it diversified right in front of my eyes. And not just that, he prepared me to go on my own entrepreneurial journey. This I will always stay indebted to. So this is what we all need to be. This is what we need to create. We need to create a legacy of leaders. We need to empower them through learning. And clear communication is the key to it. Besides clear communication, what else do you think adds on to this specifically? Anybody? Building relations. That is exactly what it is. Working together. You do not shirk, as I said, the delegation. The key to it is you do not just give in the responsibility. You work along with them. Managers push from behind. Leaders lead from the front. And that is the whole difference between how you can create an environment of learning. You can create ways in which they can empower themselves. You can let them do the mistakes that they want to do. You know the learning curve, how it goes? You forget and you climb up, and then you fall back again and you feel you cannot do it. And then you rise again. And that is exactly how life goes in delegation, in the field of delegation. And this can create dynamism for you. This can create abundance for you. So friends, with that and with my personal experience, I would say delegate, trust, and let people feel your vision, see your vision through their eyes. Let them see what you see. Let them feel what you feel. Let them hear what you hear. Don't buy people, work with them, make relationships. that strong that they stay committed to you, and all your work is successful. So with that, thank you so much. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Wonderful, Shreeja. It was a great experience to listen to you. Friends, we have about 5-7 minutes to, seek clarity on our doubts and questions. So if somebody would like to ask questions, please go forward. Shreeja, you will identify them and respond to them.
Yes, sir.
Please raise your hand through the reaction button so that Shreeja can identify you.
Seeing none, can I jump in, Nirmal?
Please, sir, go ahead.
Okay.
Shreeja, the
Yes, sir.
delegation is very important, we all know, and I learned a lot today. The question is, you delegate, you train, and you pass on everything, and suddenly you find that person is not with you. Then
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wonderful question, sir. Thank you, in fact, for asking me this, because this is the most important aspect of the entire concept of delegation. It is to create that particular, leveraging those areas in such a way that, earlier we used to have standard operating procedures in place, and we would hand over our people a thick manual. But now it is show, not tell. So we have ways to record what it is. We have ways to automate everything. Even the process of knowledge transfer is different now. So I have studied extensively on this. There are learning management softwares, there are spooks.com, there are automated softwares that track records of emails, that track records of communications in every area. There's a track of every project that we can keep with ourselves and give that time to people, and train them alongside, train the new people in such a way that, once you've created it, there is a whole backlog. That is what automation does to us. And it adds on to the delegation aspect. So we have created such positions with such understanding of the knowledge that anybody can fit in if we can build that relationship. And yes, one more important point that I would like to say is that, what we generally do in our offices, we have a new hire, we sit with him and we induct him for a day, 2 hours and 3 hours, and we feel that he's all prepared. No, friends. You need to give at least spaced repetition. That's the way we learn, right? You need to review it. You need to sit with them for at least a month and train them. And you have the backlog. So if a person leaves, it doesn't leave a void there, because you are prepared with everything to hand over to somebody new, and you get a chance to empower somebody more, new. So take it as an opportunity.
Wonderful, wonderful. Shreeja, may I say one statement here?
Yes, sir.
What would you prefer? Develop your people, get the productivity and lose them, or not to develop the people, lose everything in terms of productivity and profit, and retain them? I think the answer lies somewhere here.
Yes, sir. Develop people because
All right.
There is strength in it.
All right.
There is strength.
Anupam, you wish to ask a question?
Yeah, my question is almost related to what sir was asking. As an entrepreneur, we have to delegate. We delegate people, but then how to monitor and see that the people who we trust are doing it as good as we expect them. So that was the question. How do we monitor the performance of a person?
Yes. So you are saying monitor the tasks or monitor the performance. So first of all, there has to be check-in points. And as I said, check-in points are where you meet them and you have that rapport with them, that you can give them constructive feedback. And constructive feedback is a part and parcel of delegation. So when you are able to give them praise as well as where they can correct themselves, looking at their performance only at the check-in points, still keeping the decision and authority with them. Because remember, you need to pass the authority responsibility in equal measures. Otherwise, it falls off. And if you sit on their head to monitor them every while, they know you don't trust him and they will not give their 100%. So you need to show them that, just tell the people, I believe in you. And you see, that's a magical statement. Yeah. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, Anup ji. Sir.
Yeah, such a wonderful session. There was a line which we used to quote in some of the training programs, that delegation is very risky. So how much risk you should take when you delegate?
So delegation isn't risky. There is an insecurity within us that creates delegation as risky. Now, I would cite an example from JCs themselves. Today, they are all holding our hands and taking us to a pedestal where they are sitting. This is a true picture of delegation. If they were insecure, Iconic wouldn't be happening. It wouldn't be possible that 100 trainers are being levitated to the cadre of these senior trainers. So friends, I do believe that delegation is transference of power and leadership, and there has to be no space for insecurity, which creates this risk inside us. Hope I answered your question.
Yeah. Hetal was raising the hand if she would want to ask a question.
Sorry, sir, it was my mistake.
All right. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Okay. Anybody else who wishes to ask? The last call. All right. I think in that case, saying none, we go forward.
Nirmal bhai, may I? Nirmal bhai?
Please, Sandeep, please go ahead.
Yes, Sandeep.
Shreeja, just one question. While delegation and to delegate looks so good theoretically, it is the same as decentralizing. It is the same as subdelegating. It is the same as sharing, not sharing, but voluntarily giving away a chunk of power that one holds to. So how real is this?
Sir, if you look at Steve Jobs talk about Apple, if you look at Richard Branson, who's 400 companies in Virgin Group, if you look at all these people who are already reached a pedestal, they have left footprints and they have clearly delegated. And, because of time, I couldn't show the video of Mukesh Ambani where he says that business is not just to, make money. Business is to share the power that you're creating, share the success that you're creating. And that is what it is. So it is not utopia. It is already being proven by many, many industrialists, by many successful people. And they say that this is all it is. Human resource is the only resource that is working for you, with you, as you. You're cloning yourself, you're multiplying. So I think this is not utopia. It's very much doable.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Shreeja. With the permission of the judges, we can close the session. We can go forward towards closing the session. All right. Okay. Well, Shreeja, wonderful experience. Nice to be with you, to be listening to you. We enjoyed your session and we wish you all the very best. And we look forward to having some sessions in future. Once again, I think learning is always continuous. One should keep learning. And I think that's what JCs has taught us. So we liked your smiling face as always and the confidence that you displayed. So wonderful. With these words, a big, big, big thank you to all the three distinguished judges, Mukhindarji, Anup, and Sandeep. It was a pleasure to have you with us. Please ensure that as soon as we close this session, you get onto the Google Sheet and submit your judgment most immediately before the next session starts.
When is the next session?
8:30, sir. 8:30.
No, after 8:30 session together, we can submit the Google Sheet.
Yeah, you can do that. If you have recorded your points, you can do that after around 10 o'clock. You can do that. No issue.
Next will be 8:30.
Yeah, next will be 8:30. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. and giving support to the trainer. And I must tell you, Shreeja, some of the friends that you brought from your own zone tried their level best to support you. I could see that, and that was wonderful. We appreciate the kind of teamwork that you displayed here. So with all the best wishes, friends, we are now delegation.
And Nirmal bhai, shall we continue? We are not leaving the Zoom now, na?
No, we will stay.
We will stay. Right?
No, sir, there is a little technical hitch in the sense that we don't know if the zone has divided the two sessions. It is quite possible that the coordinating zone has divided the two sessions, in the sense one set of audience for one session, another set of audience for another session.
But we can stay here, na? We can.
I will have to end the meeting. You log in again. Immediately you log in.
Okay.
But I will restrict the entry of the people. So if there is a second lot, they can try and come in.
Okay.
Want to give them a fair chance to enter. So we will close the session now. Sir, with your permission, please log in again. Is that okay with you, Mukindraji? Yeah. All right. Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
God bless you all. Wonderful. Thank you.